Just scrolling through YouTube, getting home off work. And this video caught my eye. This guy, Generation Tech, by the way. W fucking Star Wars videos. Don't know why I'm not subscribed. Thought I was. My bad, gang. W Star Wars videos. Definitely throw this guy a bone. Is this guy sub a mil? Sub a mil subs is fucking crazy. I don't have no clout like that, but if I did, I'd get him there.
Another episode
They can
of
make
Generation
sweet
Tech.
content,
My name
I
is
know how
Al.
hard
And
this
Maul
shit is.
Shadow Lord,
They
the
can
first
make sweet
season at
content.
least, is over. There will be spoilers in today's
And this show, oh my god, it's already got my brain going. I have a lot to say. Let's get into it.
video from this season. Star Wars animated shows are always consistently good, but Maul Shadow Lords probably represents Dave Filoni's finest work, I think, so far. It's truly an excellent show. The central focus and themes in this series are extremely well focused and centered around the exploration of Maul's character.
This show was fucking great. If you haven't seen it, this and Andor, like if we didn't get careful, there's a lot you can't say on YouTube. If we didn't get any of it, I'm talking any of it, Apocalypse, Ray, any of that bull. If we didn't get any of that shite ass, that shite, if we didn't get any of that, we'd be Gucci, bro. We'd be sitting pretty. If we didn't get any of that and got this and Andor instead. Oh, and maybe Bad Batch and that last season of Clone Wars. If we got all that, so mainly animated shit, and the one and Andor, we'd be good. Star Wars would be fine. There'd probably be a third, fourth Force Unleashed game, probably an open world Force Unleashed game, because we got to remember, a consequence of Rey Skywalker, a consequence of Rey Palpatine was fucking decanonizing Galen Merrick. I don't know if you guys remember that or not, but like that. Can I say nigga on YouTube? I'm black. That nigga Galen Merrick got decanonized so we could do a disco ball for, I'm pretty sure, a third or fourth fucking time. And not only did we do a reused gimmick, we made it bigger. They did a gimmick. They pulled a double negative. Okay? We got that so we could have Rey Skywalker. Star Killer got decanonized so we could have Rey Skywalker. Just saying. Could have made all three of the movies about Star Killer. That's a different video. That's a different video. Let me calm down. That's a different video. What they did to my nigga Sam's character, that's a different video. I'm surprised he's held his tongue as long as he has. Maybe it's because, thank God, he has two characters. Please don't get any fucking bright ideas. Anyways, this show is great. Not gonna lie. This show is fucking good. Again, this and Andor, if that was all we got, everything would be Gucci right now. Oh my God, they would have made an open world Star Killer game by now. Like the way gaming is in the industry and how bad we need a game where you could actually fucking swing a lightsaber. Do not go in my comment section and talk to me about fucking Star Wars. Don't come talk to me about this shit. Okay? Don't do that. Don't come talking to me about this shit. I don't want to hear it. I don't want to hear it. What was that one nigga? That one guy fucking on the reels. I know you guys know I gotta sound like fucking old head. Alright, that one nigga on the internet. What's that nigga's name? Yes. Indeed. That nigga. I know you guys know who I'm talking about. Nigga that fucking. What if his theme song was fucking sick? Yes. That nigga. The nigga that does the. I don't even know what type of content he does. It's funny as fuck, though. It's funny as shit. That nigga. That nigga understands the bullshit with this game too. They show you the trailer and you think you're playing the most fluid, most epic, graceful combat ever. Yes. And then the game comes out, and like that nigga says, you're just utterly fucking disappointed. You load up. Is there video evidence? Because I mean, I have to make more people aware of this. It's a game for a certain type of people, and if you watch the trailers, it's not for you. If you watch the cinematics and think this game is for you, it isn't. Just so you know. Let me see here. Why do they try to like hide it? Why do they try to hide the gameplay? So when you watch the trailers, just know this is the game you're playing. So if you like World of Warcraft, it's you all day. Buying and playing this game lets me know that I don't like World of Warcraft. Not my thing. Not my thing. That looks like a horrible Apex Legends character. My God, EA. Just they took everybody in the colorful hair department in that company that they accumulated for this government subsidy money over the last decade. Yeah, I know why my video games are bad. They took all those people and fucking just stuck them on the Apex team and said, here, you can ruin Titanfall because nobody cares about that. Anyways, back to Star Wars. You think it's a different thing. It's not. It's all connected. It's all our entertainment, and it's all going the way of the ass the same way. This is why I gotta call attention to shit that's good when we get it every once in a while. But by people who still within these companies somehow have managed to survive and still give a fuck some capacity. Like Andor and Maul Shadow Lord and the last season of Star Wars: The Clone Wars. Clearly, two of them made by Dave Filoni. I believe Dave Filoni helped on Andor. I think. Don't quote me on that. But all three of these projects clearly made by people who still care, as compared to fucking Akapak, Akashit, a Poopalite. I'm not even going to give it the justice of saying the proper name. You know which one I'm talking about. That bitch fucking, yes, I said that, with her bullshit ass fucking song. Garbage ass shit. Bitch, if you don't take that shit all the way back to the fucking studio, that shit is fucking hot ass, bitch. That shit is terrible. Terrible. Bitch, you make awful music. Do you hear me, bitch? You make awful music. Your music fucking stinks. Your music shit. Stay your fucking bald-headed ass out the studio. And Leslie Heronlin, oh my god. Motherfucking the nigga chill. Come on now. Come on now. We can't be serious. We got the nigga chin and fucking what's that bitch's name? It was Jada Pinkett. Jada Pinkett. Whatever it's Jada Smith ass bitches. That bitch. Now that I watch it back and do the editing, it was Jada Pinkett. See, now I sound like a dumb nigga. Y'all knew what I was saying. You knew. Will Smith's wife's fucking spiritual twin. Come on. Bitches misses entanglement before the hair loss. Come on. We can't be serious. Making Star Wars shit. And the fact that they went and fucking dug that bitch up from the Matrix is disgraceful as fuck. I mean, just shameless. Just shameless. You know, they'd really have to kill me. That's why I said dig up. Because they'd have to kill me, drag me up on there. And you notice how Keanu wasn't there. Oh no, but I'm sure Keanu Reeves would never. The guy shows up to Game Awards and does shit like Cyberpunk. Couldn't possibly ever want to fucking swing a lightsaber around. Get the fuck out of here. The fuck out of here. Door is right over there. Let me get the fuck about it. You can go a lot of places with that bullshit. Actually, not. You can't. Can't go nowhere with that bullshit, and you for damn sure can't sit here with it. So go ahead and get, buddy. The fuck. Anyways, back to Shadow Lord.
Lot about now,
This shit
including
is good.
his demise. And this is kind of one of the bigger problems with Star Wars. This is a prolific franchise, and oftentimes big characters are given multiple stories and entries. Sometimes you have different writers tackling the same character that, kind of gives the character different meanings and a different personality, which is not good. And sometimes, these stories become boring because you already know.
A good example of what he's talking about there, that first part. Let's go back and listen to it one more time.
Personality, which is not good. Sometimes you have different writers tackling the same character that, kind of gives the character different meanings and a different personality, which is not good. And sometimes...
So here's... And a lot of you might be thinking... A lot of you Star Wars fans out there might be thinking, oh, a great example of that is Luke Skywalker. No. Luke Skywalker is a great example of character assassination. And grapes. Grape, YouTube, grape. Fucking Christ. The day and age we live in. I'm sorry. I played Black Ops 1 when I was 9, and niggas didn't have to worry about using that. Niggas didn't have to worry about nigga, the fun version of nigga. You know which one I'm talking about, come on. The fun version of nigga. I learned how to say that version before I learned how to say our people's real. I'm just saying. The fun version of nigga, niggas didn't have to worry about calling niggas a bag with an F. Didn't have to worry about none of that shit. It was a good time in society. It really was. Anybody that doesn't, you're the problem. If you don't think that was a good time in society, toxic Call of Duty lobbies when everybody was a polite, respectful person in real life and then went home and got belligerent as fuck collectively as a species, if you don't think that was the height of racial problematic shit being erased, all types of social issues we have now not even being a thing, you're a part of the problem. Doing better at censoring myself so far than I thought I would. Let me chill out. But yeah, you're a part of the problem. Yeah, we're gonna need one of them AI people to come over to YouTube and fix that too. I need to be able to say certain things.
These
if it's that bad, they'll arrest me. Come on, it's not your job. Let me make my video.
Stories become boring because you already
nobody blames you. It's like people saying that, and when GTA talks about, oh well, we can't have real cars in our game because the car manufacturers are talking about violent activity in the game. Oh, but when a real kid, let's say, dies in real life, not only a kid behind the wheel, but kills another kid, all of a sudden, it's the car manufacturer's fault, right? Like, we're all blaming Mercedes, right? For fucking Becky getting in her mom's twin turbocharged fucking Brockenheimer, Nürburgring, Swooschen, Judensteinen, V68. CL63, M89-2, M41, M45. Yeah, yes, the tier 6. Yeah. I'm trying to do the campaigns right now. I'm sorry. It just came out. Yeah, we're going to blame her for that. Are you serious? You got to be fucking kidding me. That doesn't even make sense. It's the same argument here. It's the same shit here. We try to attribute blame in places that it doesn't fucking belong. It's very, very weird. But a good example of that is not what he's talking about. Is not Luke. It's Han. Han had multiple different writers. They did multiple different things with him, from the OT till now, till animated content, and there's been a couple other things in between. I can't remember off the top of my head, but they've done a bunch of different things with Han Solo, and now we're at a point where they don't really know where to go. And see, with Luke, they just outright drug him out into the fucking dirt and put a bullet in his head. It was insane. I don't understand how we've gotten to this point in so many of our entertainment spheres and medias where we have all this shit going on. Motherfuckers using different shit, using different writers to make the same shit. Motherfuckers assassinating characters. I don't know what's going on, but there's a lot of money being left on the table, like the GTA thing. Why in the world, as a car manufacturer, if none of the other ones are willing to touch it, not only would I, if I was, let's say, BMW's lost a lot of rapport in the last few years, especially amongst the young crowd, because they're not making the same quality level shit they're making at the same price range. Like, it's okay, but it's not $95,000 okay. Like, this shit has a lot of problems in 6 months, especially the way I'm expected to be driving it. It is a sports car. You know what I was going to do. I was going to put that shit in the dash. You know what I was going to do. And it's got a transmission complete shit out in 6 months. And this is all new cars, except for a few exceptions. Fucking ridiculous. So if I was them, I'd be running and begging to GTA. Not only would I be doing that, but especially for it's not the first time we've done a game related thing. We'll give you our special M3. Everybody knows the one I'm talking about. It's one of the last hero cars on the planet that was created. Put that in there, make a bunch of money, make some of that money back. You could fix a whole 20 years of fuck up with some smart development and a few new generations of car with the money that deal could benefit you if you just would pick up the phone and make the deal. But we're too worried about superficial shit like we don't want our car in a game where you can pull somebody out of our car and just drive off with it, as if I am gonna go run up on somebody in real life and do that to them. Like, maybe other people who look like me, maybe if you're a monkey, you would. But I'm smart enough to understand that that man is probably somewhere in between $155 to $215,000 yearly income, which means he has a gun. So, because real life is not GTA, that's not going to happen. I'm not doing that because I don't want to get shot. See, and all that is me. None of that involved fucking BMW coming into my house and having to tell me that. Stop trying to raise people's kids and focus on entertainment and money. Make the deals that make sense. You have a whole game where you got a bunch of other shit in the game that is very spot on to the real shit in real life. They wouldn't have to waste all this time making up all this other different shit if you guys would get over yourself and just let them use the brand for a little bit of fun. It's not like the recognition hurts you. Somebody sees Sprite growing up playing GTA and Sprite winds up becoming their favorite drink instead of fucking Sprunk. Because some people are dumb. They're going to see Sprunk, or your brain is smart and it realizes that a Sprunk can is different than a Sprite can. It's kind of a mix of that other Sprite shit and actual Sprite. The colors and words, and you got Sprunk that sounds like Sprite, but it's in that, I can't remember the soda, but y'all know what I'm talking about, but it's in that same color combo Sprite can. So they mix the two. So now both of y'all lose. Neither y'all get any recognition. Oh, we're fine without it. But you're cool with so much more everywhere else. I don't understand it. Again, this is why we have to appreciate the things we get, like Maul. Great fucking show. Thank you for not engaging in the superficiality and the bullshit. All they wanted to do was expand upon Maul's character, and that's exactly what the fuck we got.
Know how that character's story is going to end. And so it's hard.
And that's another thing. He talks about it too. That's another. Just put that shit on loop on that. So that's another thing. I just mentioned it. Fucking, we get to expand on the character. I was going into this knowing that this nigga was gonna die. I went into it knowing he was gonna die. Just like this. Disappointed as fuck too, because I always felt bad for Maul. You could always feel the abused child in him. I always felt real bad. I think that's why people like him a lot as a Darksider, because he's just true OG Darksider. He's force sensitive and a bunch of fucked up shit happened to him in his life. So that nigga chose the forces. He chose them and ones.
To write a story about a character we all know is going to die, but Filoni seems to have an extremely deep...
But Dave Filoni don't give a fuck. Thank you, Dave. I'd love to come to a Comic-Con and shake your hand one of these days if I ever see you too, Sam. Fucking you and that other nigga... I'm not forgetting his name. I always forget his name. I remember it and then forget it. super famous voice actor, Steve Bloom. You and fucking Tank Dempsey fucking held up a nigga childhood, got me through some dark times. Appreciate y'all for y'all work. Yes, voice actors are very important, and y'all helped me realize that is arguably one of the most important parts. Because if I go up there and voice fucking Gale and Merrick, it's gonna sound like shit. Yo, my nigga Vader, suck my dick. Like, that's not gonna work.
Understanding of who Maul is, and that makes sense
But
because
nigga,
George Lucas kind of handed him the keys for this character, and it's been Filoni who has driven the exploration of Maul since the prequels, turning an otherwise silent assassin into a fully realized and complex character in the Clone Wars and Rebels. There's a small cameo in Solo as well.
Yo, don't smoke, by the way, please. Please. Because we're going to need you and Dave to fix this shit. I'm going to wait until later in the video. I have a theory, though, about what's going on behind closed doors. I'm going to wait until later in the video to discuss that because I think it's a really good point that nobody's really talking about. Mainly because Star Wars is taking so much irreparable damage that when something this good comes out, it scares me that Disney's going to be like, oh, well, not everybody and their fucking grandma's talking. But yeah, because you did so much goddamn damage by the time Andor came out, and especially season 2. Nobody gave a fuck about Star Wars in the mainstream anymore. The only thing you had left were hardcore fans to come by and poke the fucking dead bear with a stick to see if it still had some kick in it. That's the only thing you had left. Did so much fucking damage. The only thing you don't have left is niggas that fucking, we hated you so much because we loved it so much. Most people tend to do heinous shit from love. The worst hatred on this planet comes from a place of love.
Before we continue, let's talk about upgrading.
Ask anybody that's fucked up any of this entertainment, anybody who actually loves Call of Duty. I'm sure those devs, if you probably nowadays about damn near have to treat yourself like a CIA informant. Can't tell nobody you develop no fucking Call of Duty. I might punch you square in the face, and I haven't bought a game in fucking since Cold War. I quit when fucking Mark of the J quit. Shout out my boy. I hope you doing well. I hope this shit goes viral and you see this. I hope you doing well, my nigga. You too. Also huge inspiration. Big shout out, Mark of the J. Damn, that's big. Well, big shout out. Big shout out, Mark of the J. Oh my God. Famous Amos. Cookies. Yeah, I'm an OG fan. Yeah. Big shout out, my boy. FAMAS really was the shit. Every COD. In every COD. Especially the burst. Yeah, that was that famous Amos right there with the red dot. Yeah, that was that shit. Yeah. Damn. See, I'm getting angry just thinking that's real. That's real shit. You could tell I love that shit. Shout out Mark of the J, man. Fucking A, dude. I wonder what that nigga's doing now. Last I seen, Cold War came out. He played the beta and said, yeah, I'll catch y'all later. I'm done. I quit. The shit was paying his bills. He's a funny guy, too. Like, it was secured. I work a job now. I know what it's like out here. This shit fucking sucks. That nigga had it. He had what I'm trying to do. Because this out here shit and the inflation, it's not even worth it. It's bad for your mental. It really is. Shit's ass. That nigga was there. He made it, had the following, gave it all up. It was that bad. He loved the one franchise that much. He wasn't about to go be a Fortnite nigga. I play COD. It's been famous Amos since fucking MW2, nigga. I'm not going nowhere. Fine. I just won't go nowhere then. And the nigga just stopped. I hope he still engages in the hobby of gaming to this day. I really do hope he still has that escape. But the nigga stopped, as far as I know, making COD content after Cold War. Made a video about it. And about a year went by. I checked on his channel again.
Your headquarters / command center /
Nothing.
secret lair or...
So when you fuck with something people love, they know it affects the people that they like that also partake in that thing. It fucks with the community of people that love it and love it together. And it fucks with what they love. So they start to hate you.
Vehicle garage.
We really just want to see you succeed.
With our sponsor for today's video, Displate.
And now
Displates
we gotta
are
hope
premium,
that
extra durable metal.
Dave Filoni and Sam can be left the fuck alone so they can save you from the accountability, which should be unfortunately, the death of Star Wars under Disney so turns into an anchor and sinks the company, which it already is.
Posters that completely change the way you
But
display
too many of us still love it and want to see it succeed. We just don't want to see it succeed under Disney.
art. You can showcase your love for the galaxy like I have with my Travel to Coruscant poster that's been there for a while. I love that thing. Or maybe you want something more technical, like a ship schematic for the garage when you're tinkering on your speeder bike or calibrating the laser cannons on your starship. Or maybe you want to capture the aura of some of the greatest characters and moments in Star Wars history. Plus, the texture on these things are simply amazing. Like all the embers are slightly raised off of the surface. There's
meanwhile you're promoting it at
on
the
the
expense
visor.
of the shit that we
The
all
clones
actually
have
give
this
a
kind
fuck
of
about.
rough
Thanks.
feeling to them.
Really
Very cool.
appreciate
No matter what kind of fan you are, Displate has an absolutely massive, officially licensed Star Wars brand shop. I actually went through the whole entire thing. It took me a very long time.
Displate, though, is some talented guys over there. There's some good, pretty good high quality shit from all the shit I've seen. Like, that looks good, dude.
They dial in that high quality visual look. You can get these in different finishes, matte, gloss. All place the magnet and your display snaps right on. It takes seconds and you can
I have, and I must say this for full disclosure, seen Asmund say, because I'd be watching that nigga on the way to work. I have seen that nigga say that you should probably make sure this shit stuck to a flat surface. So there's that, and that he learned the hard way. And that nigga is right about a lot of shit, right? So, I mean, we should probably do that.
Designs in and out instantly without damaging your walls. While the Star Wars collection is top tier, they have a catalog of over 2 million different designs covering everything from Marvel.
That's hard. That's hard. I don't know what that is. That's cool as fuck, too. Cyberpunk shit, Elden Ring is hard. Invincible's tough. That's tough as fuck. Lord of the Rings is also tough. Elden Ring's map is tough as fuck. That's tough. I might have to shop some Displate when a nigga get an extra little discretionary. You know what I'm saying? When a nigga get a little discretion. Might have
to your favorite video games, to art and travel. Damn. I got this one from my niece. She really wants to go to Japan, and yeah, like the artistic style is just terrific. I love stuff like this. And now they've opened up custom displays to everyone. You can take your own high-res photos, 4K renders, or custom graphics, and turn them into a metal poster in just minutes. And so, may the 4th be with you. Grab your own by clicking the link in the top 3 lines of the description. Use it code GenerationTech, all caps, at checkout to get 31% off of 1 Displate, 36% off of 2, and a massive 41% off of 3 or more. Thank you for your patience. On to the rest of our video.
W-Ad.
And something truly wonderful happens when you have a showrunner who really does understand the main character of the show. Not just the lore, but he understands how the character thinks and how he would behave in various situations. There's an authenticity in how Maul is being displayed.
Yes. Like I was saying earlier in all my yappings, all my schizophrenic yappings, Maul, and the reason this show is so good, intertwines, and this is what he's talking about. It intertwines. I feel like me and this guy have a lot of really good conversations about deep Star Wars lore, and he could fill in and teach me a lot of shit about some of the shit I did not know, especially pertaining to Revan, because I find him to be very interesting, and I haven't really done as much research as I should into that guy. I digress, though. The reason this show is so good is because it it intertwines with Maul's character, who he is, what he represents in the lore. Oh my god, I lack the words. It's a lot of... It insists upon itself, Lois. It insists upon itself is what I'm trying to... Literally is what I'm trying to say. I'm quite literally trying, in every sense. It insists upon itself, Lois. It insists upon itself in such a good way. It overlaps his character, who he is, the animalistic savagery, the raw. He is the truth of the dark side. The thing that I believe, Palpatine is a dark side user, but he's also the biggest threat to dark side users. He is the embodiment of evil. He is the penultimate evil. He is a threat to everybody else who isn't evil and other evils that are lesser itself. And every other evil is lesser than him. He's a threat to everybody. Everybody exists under him in his world. Some people are a little bit higher under him. Everybody's under him. Nobody's with him. Nobody. Doesn't matter how much power you accrue in the Empire. You are never at a Palpatonic level. You are never the Emperor. And there is no election to try to snake power or power changing hands between two political parties. He's the penultimate evil. There's no deception. There's no need for it anymore. You can't challenge him. That is his goal. That's Palpatine. Sith like Maul. Maul is more of a unintended consequence of Palpatine believing that he can subvert the dark side to his needs. He thinks by coercing and teaching you the dark side that he can somehow, like in this episode, the part there's the footage he's showing right now, the generational tech is showing right now. Is it generational tech or generation tech? I don't want to say it wrong on video, out of respect. Generation tech. That generation tech is showing right now is really, it really highlights my point. It's him coming to understand and realize what his life really looked like objectively, not how he feels. Like, objectively, I was a boy, and objectively, essentially, I was preyed upon by an older man. It's a bit of it. It's evil. That's why we don't like the people you just thought of in your head. That's why we don't like those type of people as a society. It's evil. It's very evil. And Palpatine embodies that evil. So, what's it called? Grooming. Very big thing on the dark side. The island, Little Hat Island, that would be, that will, let me chill. That island would be, something in the dark side. That would be something Palpatine is running in the dark side. That is of that nature. It's evil. It's of an evil nature. He represents the penultimate evil. George Lucas knows what he's doing with fucking Palpatine. And Dave Filoni understands what George Lucas is doing. And so does Sam. Heckle? Don't know his last name. I'm fairly certain the guy that voices Darth Maul and Galen Merrick's name is Sam. If it's not, I'm very fucking sorry. But yeah, that guy and Dave Filoni, they understand what George Lucas built, and that's how you understand and use Maul and build upon Maul and basically make Maul feel fresh and new and delve more into the depth, because it's not just about him, it's about what I'm talking about. It's about the truth and the nature of the dark side and how Sidious thinks he has control over everything and all the force and via the dark side and raw power. But the problem is when you ultimately wipe out, well, Plagueis wipes out all of the Sith and then instills in Sidious that there's only two of us, and then Sidious kills his master, he has to then get another two of us. Well, your master never told you or probably really discussed that it could have took him 5 tries. Well, then you gotta tie off fucking 4 loose ends. Well, what the fuck? And look at how hard Sidious struggled to tie off 1. This isn't Starkiller. This isn't a Darth Vader fuck up. And Anakin is the chosen one, by the way. And couldn't tie off that loose end. I know it's a game, so the story has to happen, but like it's also a game, so the feats of power and the depth of force attunement and discipline and exercise that Galen Merrick has is enough to challenge Vader. It is enough. It is enough. I'm sorry. Anybody who tells you that your capital ship is being fucking towed for a parking violation, and you then try to dip off on that nigga, and the cop grabs your capital ship by the hood. I said your fucking capital ship is getting towed for a parking violation, nigga. Didn't I say that to you? Step out of the vehicle. I'm sorry. That nigga it can challenge Vader. I don't care. Everybody probably quotes that feat and you're tired of hearing it, but you can say it's damaged, whatever. It's a fucking capital ship class Star Destroyer. It's not just a Star Destroyer. It was a capital ship class Star Destroyer. That is impressive. That's Vader killing worthy. When you have that nigga struggling with his apprentice because he's trained him and he's so strong, the type of apprentice that would appetize Vader to think it's possible to challenge Sidious is a powerful individual, potentially powerful individual. If not, you're putting a lot of effort in to make sure you're maximizing all that potential. Like somebody else out there might have a greater font of potential than Starkiller, but Vader went for him. Somebody out there, no, they wouldn't have. Anakin was the chosen one. He was the ultimate apprentice. But Obi-Wan cut him down to size. You see what I'm saying? Like, Sidious had the perfect one. Like, Plagueis could have chose somebody outside of Sidious, but he needed a mental individual. But still, he could have. There's a lot of fucking politicians, kids to choose from. A lot. There's a lot. But he chose that one. And it could have took him 4 tries. What I'm getting at is Sidious didn't really understand that the type of individual, he wasn't able to think about it outside himself because the dark side was so consuming and he's so selfish and can't see it all but always thinks he does. That's the problem with the dark side. That's why I like Starkiller so much, because he's able to like cheat. He can use the dark side, but he's also more of a true Sith and abiding by the nature of it, which brings you more in harmony with the light side, because the dark side encourages relationships and commitments, which encourages such thing as compassion and discipline. What if somebody you love wants something that you don't want, but you really love them? Are you just going to force choke them? Really? Probably not. That's discipline. That's control. That's restraint. Those are Jedi ideals. Love in itself and a loving, compassionate, caring nature for the world around you is a Jedi ideal. And those things will inevitably come from having a relationship with another person. But so does Sith ideals like hatred and jealousy and rage. See what I'm saying? They're both denying the truth. You have Sidious trying to deny the truth, and you got people like Yoda trying to deny the truth. They're both denying the truth. But the truth of the matter is you have Sith like Starkiller and Darth Maul who are plainly square in the middle, where if somebody like Sidious comes along and sees, oh, this guy can be really powerful, oh, I'm going to put everything I fucking can into making him fucking the Hitman 47 of the Star Wars universe. Yeah, what you don't understand about that's a great idea and everything, dude. What you don't understand about that, I know your master imparted this worldview onto you as like for the entire population of your side of the representative part of the Force being the dark side, which is 2 of you to represent all of it's fucking ludicrous, because there's a lot of shades to the dark side, just like there's a lot of shades to the light side. But if you're going to impart dark side knowledge onto somebody that could potentially pose a threat to you and inevitably you plan to have kill you, which is a confliction and a self-aggrandizement, because Sidious never intended to have anybody surpass him, especially not after Anakin was possibly the only one ever, but especially not after fucking Anakin got ruined on Mustafar. He's like, oh no, because I can't trust that he's strong enough. Bullshit. Maybe part of that is true. The other part of it is it's not perfect, so now you have an excuse for you to sit there forever, you old fucking wrinkly dick. It's really what it is. And using somebody like Maul as a tool is so stupid, and obviously, like father, like son, Darth Vader went on to do the same thing with Starkiller. It's such a dumb thing because you're teaching them the dark side, and by thinking that you can teach them the dark side and at the same time be their master, their one and only master. Like, there used to be Sith academies, according to fucking Star Wars: The Old Republic. There used to be Sith academies. There was a Jedi academy. You don't have one and one only master. Master is a rank. You don't have one singular. Maybe there were strange bonds between Sith back in the day, but that wasn't the uniform thing for the whole thing. They used to not be a monolith. Now they've been forced into monolithism. That's probably not how you say this, but they've been forced into being a monolith. They've been made compliant to be a monolith by Darth Plagueis, which is, I think, a very bad thing for the Sith at large and the galaxy at large in total, to be honest with you, because when evil is more dispersed out and spread, you're kind of always chasing your tail trying to catch it, but at least it can't concentrate and pose a significant threat in a coordinated fashion. Sidious concentrated and posed a significant threat in a coordinated. The nigga took over Senate, stood 5 feet in front of y'all for fucking 25, 50 years. Nobody noticed it. He grew old in front of you and could have cut all of you down in open combat, but he would have risked the odds of war. No, thank you. I'll just control the war. What? That's fucking crazy, bro. That's crazy work. That's some crazy ass fucking work. But somehow he couldn't understand the risk of doing something like this with an individual like Darth Maul. Is the dark side in and of itself is of a ravenous, wrathful, vengeful, hateful, rageful, passionate fucking nature. That's the truth of it. You can't have a Sith ideology and coerce an individual in it and then not accept the consequences of trying to get rid of that individual. Like, you taught the nigga how to dual-sided throw a lightsaber. There is no escaping that. You're gonna have to cut him down. And they just didn't make sure that happened. And I just find it funny that Sidious thought that this was a good idea. Like, one loose end. Can't tie off one loose end. Impressive.
Complexity that just was not there.
And I'll give Maul credit where Maul's credit is due. He's like a Sith cockroach. Like, this guy is the embodiment of the dark side. He will slither and writhe in shit and just stay angry to not die. And one day he will fucking get you.
And we kind of saw this in Andor, another show that featured characters.
Thank God this motherfucker doesn't have his legs anymore. Can I get an amen in the chat? Thank God.
Like Cassian Andor, who we knew would die on Scarif, yet the depth and color.
Again, another great show. Everybody needs to watch Andor. Everybody who watches this video, you need to fucking pause the video and go watch Andor right fucking now.
In the writing, the deeply human moments and complexity we see from those characters.
Ignore all of the Star Wars trilogy movies. Ignore especially the new ones. Ignore them. You're not a Star Wars fan, but you're interested in watching shit that's just not the dog shit you heard about in the new movies or unfortunately saw, like myself. Just go watch Andor. Brainwash it from your mind and go watch Andor. Just memory hole it from your mind and then go watch Andor. You'll be much happier. It's just the quality of the show as a show on its own is that good. You could not know shit about Star Wars and still get a lot of fucking quality entertainment from Andor. It's that good. And it'll piss you off if you know a lot about Star Wars. Because you'll be like, what the fuck is this? What the fuck is... Are you so you're meaning to tell me that Disney could do competency? You guys, you do have the money. You have been a fucking entertainment media giant since World War fucking II. You do know what you're doing. You're just choosing not to. You fucking piece of shit.
And so epic and dramatic, even
it made me very mad.
The end.
I am glad for every single one of those fucking bootleg Carnival Mickey ass fucking boats that got shut down during COVID. Fuck your cruises and fuck.
Because when we begin to care or relate to characters on screen, the stakes will always
I got a lot of bones.
And that is what Filoni has mastered over the years. He has rehabbed this monster and made him, let's be honest.
What room? This is how it goes at my house. For a lot of you guys know, people just walk in and out open the door halfway through conversations, have no idea what they're saying or who they're saying it to. Who is he talking to?
Me.
Yeah, she just walked in my room into my bathroom and did something while my dad was talking to her. Must drive him just absolutely insane. For any of you that don't have happily married parents, I feel very sorry for you because there's a lot of funny shit that you get to watch over the course of 30 years of marriage.
That's
it's fucking
likable.
plus. It's
Which is kind of crazy. This guy is not really redeemable. He raised an entire village of innocent civilians to get Obi-Wan Kenobi's attention. Maul will never be a hero in the traditional sense, but slowly and slowly, like our Padawan Devin over here, the audience can't help but root.
Hold on, my friend just joined the Discord. Let me get him in on the fucking screen share right quick so he can at least peep at what I'm watching.
For him and stand.
I did at this particular moment. See how this is how I know bro knows his shit, and it feels so good to watch his video back. At this particular moment, hold on, let me move my shit over here. I don't know why I clipped that. At this particular moment, this is the same time when I decided that Darth Maul was also. I'm also in his corner. He is somebody I'm rooting for, regardless of the fact that I know exactly who and what he is. I'm rooting for him. It's that Sith nature in everybody that he's. That trueness, that rawness, that fucking
It's in his corner. I would go as far to say that what Maul did at the end, slowly, like our
Padawan. That shit, right there.
The audience
that's
can't
that
help
one
but
frame right there where you're like, yeah, stand over him. Mm-hmm. That's that moment,
and stand in his corner. I would go as far to say that what Maul did at the end
of the highest class understands it. With all the ghetto shit going on, I'm just saying, even the most civilized nigga can understand that moment where it's like, yeah, you better stand over that. Mm-hmm.
This season,
fucking
was
we lean over them motherfuckers.
Probably the right move from a certain point of view. I mean, what's that line from that Jedi Master Maul murdered?
There's always a bigger fish.
That's kind of like the underlying premise of this entire show, and this is kind of how
like the Vader Maul fight at the end of the season. Woo! That was a bigger fish moment because then you had one leapfrog to another. Then you had an acid pool we had to cross. That in itself is an environmental fish. Then we have Inquisitors bum rushing. Then we have a few seconds later, backed up by that group of stormtroopers. God, they didn't tell them to stay out of the way. They want their backup. Of course they do. They're fighting unfair the Empire. Of course they are. Fucking, you got people dying and sacrificing. Like the other nigga in Maul species, sacrificing him, brother 1 or 2, whatever the fuck, sacrificing. See, that's a bigger fish. The group's smaller, so the threat that's there that stays the same size is getting larger. You're vastly outnumbered to begin with. He took out a lot of dudes. We went from vastly, overwhelmingly outnumbered to just very, very outnumbered. Thank you. I mean, seriously, thank you, but I mean. Kind of still fucked. Thank God Maul teed the fuck up. I'm just saying. Then we get out, and is waiting for us at the top of the elevator. GG's. The Mandalorian bitch, who we all thought was going to go the long haul so the Mandalorians could have representation in the show, gets her shit broke right then and there. Vader's like, you should have died in the Night of 1,000 Tears. What the fuck is that? Annie? Didn't somebody used to call you Annie? He ain't Annie no more. That was a woman, gang. And a Mandalorian woman, God, we all know she's a cute little thing. Annie's type, right? No. That nigga got a signed football from Ray Rice in his Sith pack. Here, my apprentice. The greatest Heisman winner in all of human history. He knew the true power of the backhand.
All is viewing the world. The Jedi, for all intents and purposes, always play the long game. They value self-control and discipline and reaching a state of enlightenment that allows them to become one with the Force. And Jedi Master Iko Diodaki represents this school of thought to the audience. And also,
W voice acting again. To the Allstate Navy. If you ever see this, you look just like my dad. It's fucking eerie. We used to joke about it all the time. W voice acting choice. You probably back in the day. Now that I'm seeing it, got a casting call for that Mace Windu spot. Yeah, you were not beating Sam. That's tough, bro. Bro made motherfucker $100 million word. Yeah, you're not beating that. It's just the way it is. Yeah, it's just the way it is. But I'm glad you got your shot. Fucking W shit. Put in big work, my nigga.
His Padawan Devin Azara, and he really is.
Are they gonna do that Mace Windu shit? If they do, I'm gonna save them. I'm gonna save it for later in the video. If they do a part of my theory, I'll get into it with my theory. I'll keep that thought in the back of my head. They also need to do the Mace Windu. It opens up. We can leave Andor canon because it didn't touch anything, and it was really good. It didn't touch anything. Super impressive, by the way. Can leave that alone. Decanonize the last 3 trilogy movies. And do it off the back of this show. Some of y'all know what I'm talking about. We'll get into it.
It's a perfect representation.
Because I knew it as soon as I saw her. I knew it as soon as... We're already an hour in. Fuck it, let's get into it. I knew it as soon as I saw her. This is a potential chance to retcon the series. That right there...
The audience, and also his Padawan.
That right there is George Lucas's original plan for the sequel saga. That was the original plan. Anybody that knows Bald knows what I'm talking about. That was the original plan right there. A Sith, in particular, Twi'lek woman. He dropped the gender, he dropped the force alignment, and he dropped the species. He was very fucking specific. And we got the information. He told Disney this. Told Kathleen Kennedy this. Day one. Handed it to them written, bow on top. They said, no, we're going to go with Rey anyways. They went and perverted his idea and went with Rey. And I guarantee you the reason why is because the art he had for the bitch was too sexually provocative. He really wanted to use that female figure because most of the niggas that enjoy Star Wars are men. Not only that, the women that enjoy Star Wars probably don't want to look at an ugly bitch. Lesbians are a thing, and oddly enough, a lot of straight women could easily make the jump to the fucking cooch eating team because they don't mind looking at attractive women. It's very weird. Women are very sexually liberal. They don't give a fuck what's attractive as long as it's attractive. Most of them really don't. There's some conservative prude women out there, but even with their friends, kind of gay. Most of them really don't give a fuck, so they wouldn't really have been offended. And the guys certainly wouldn't have had a problem. So I don't understand what the issue was. And if this was the direction of story and level of storytelling we were looking at, it would have saved Disney a lot of heartache, headache, trouble, time, and money. Not only saved it, but made it. Would have saved all that and made a whole bunch of fucking money. But they wanted to choose a hard path, and now I gotta sit up here and hope that they're smart enough to understand that this show gives them the potential to go one day on Twitter instead of one of your favorite hardcore characters is no longer canon for no reason, so it could do a gimmick from something that was done way better over 20 fucking years ago at the time. Now it's like probably almost 50 since the last real Death Star. It's probably like, what, 50 years? I don't know. It's been a long fucking time. Way before I was born. But this might leave the door open to next time get on Twitter and say that, the last 3 dog shit movies we made and the last few dog shit shows we made are no longer canon. Andor's canon, Shadow Lord's canon. We're making new movies. It could go anywhere. Galen Merrick's canon again. It could go anywhere. That would be a fucking huge announcement that would instantly revive the franchise. At least instantly revive the hype for the first time in like 5 years, Star Wars would have legitimate hype.
One Devin Azara, and he really is a perfect representation of what a Jedi looks like during the Republic era. He also has this deep and calming voice that makes you feel like you're in good hands. But the problem is when you focus on the long game too much, you do tend to sacrifice your efficiency at the short game. Survival in the moment is very different from survival spiritually. I mean, it's just a different set of tools and mindset. And, oftentimes you can't just rely on principle. Sometimes you just are desperate and have to figure out the quickest and best way to not die. You become far more reactionary, which I think the Jedi don't like, but this is just the reality of the situation. Like when you're hungry and you have to use the Force to steal some food, it's going to be fine in the short term. The chances of you living long enough to become one of the Force under Imperial rule just aren't that great anyway. Be present. Be in the moment. Don't be daydreaming in the cosmic Force, as something like a Sith Lord like Maul would probably say. And all Devin has seen from her master is kind of one failure after another. He can't operate like a Republic-era Jedi because this isn't the Republic. The Jedi cannot rely on absurd tactics and restraint they used during that period because they are now being hunted like fugitives. They don't have the backing of the institutions of the government. The unwillingness to adapt or to realize how out of depth he is a flaw that many Jedi Masters like Master Iko Diodaki had, and it ultimately led to all of their downfalls. Master Iko Diodaki is really the perfect representation of everything that led to the Jedi's failure. It's not that Maul is right either, with his dark side Sith mentality. But the thing is, at least Maul is going to last longer. He's going to survive enough games, he's going to win enough games so he actually makes it to the playoffs, whereas, Daki's already thinking about the playoffs, but he's not going to win enough games to reach that final moment where things actually begin to matter. And what's even more interesting is how much Maul has changed since the earlier renditions of him during the Clone Wars, where he was slaughtering innocent people, murdering Obi-Wan Kenobi's high school crush in front of him, general sociopathic displays of violence. After being beaten down so severely and losing most of his army in the last episodes, Maul, who's already been on a long journey of self-discovery, finally does two very important things in this series. One, he forgives himself. And look, I know we want accountability. When you're a murderer, you should be held accountable. When you're a Sith crime lord, you should be imprisoned. But even a Jedi Master, Iko Diodaki, recognizes the utility that a Sith Lord like Maul has when he's fighting on your side.
This is true, and Maul being able to forgive himself really completes him, because now he can begin a different journey. Because I think for a long time, he's been holding himself accountable for everything that's happened to him and who he is. When the reality is there was no escaping it. He was going to be whatever he was going to be, and he's lucky to be alive.
But the problem is, until Maul really begins to forgive himself, he's just not in the right state of mind to be effective as a weapon against the Sith. You see, Maul has this internal hatred for himself. Like a lot of survivors of childhood trauma, he blames himself for what happened to him. He blames himself for being too weak when he loses to Obi-Wan Kenobi. He blames himself for falling under Darth Sidious too, I'm sure. But in that tunnel, while he's...
How do you... Y'all gotta think, voice acting, it does still have acting in the name. It is still acting. You gotta go kind of to a mentally dark place to make your voice sound like you're in the mentally dark place. I can't lie. I'm sure that's a part of the process. How do you do this?
But in that tunnel, while he's struggling, he finally begins
whimpering, the crying,
under Darth Sidious too, I'm sure.
The humanity. This is a fictional character being brought to life by many different things. One more time.
But in that tunnel, while he's
Darth
Sidious too, I'm sure. But in that tunnel, while he's struggling, He finally begins to connect the dots, and he starts to redirect all that anger towards the person who's actually responsible. He didn't fail because of some internal weakness. He failed because he was just a vulnerable child, twisted and manipulated by a Sith Lord. And for survivors of childhood trauma like Maul, accepting their own helplessness and forgiving themselves removes shame and removes blame. And with that comes the ability to be compassionate and have empathy for themselves.
I'm sorry. It's all right. It's all right.
And when one starts caring about themselves, they can focus on self-improvement and adjusting their attitude and the way they approach life completely. And in the show, we already see signs of Maul's true nature, peek through. His deep longing for friendship and companionship. He's not Darth Sidious, who only truly cares about himself and has no friends. He keeps everyone at arm's distance. Maul doesn't trust everyone, but he trusts his Dathomiri Knight brothers. He loves his little droid. He even cares enough for his Mandalorian lieutenant to make sure that she escapes while he's fighting in the rear guard. And when those individuals that Maul cares about gets hurt, he gets hurt. When his Knight brothers are killed before...
Big combatant, nigga. He's true Sith. This is what I don't like about George Lucas's Sith, and it's supposed to be that way. It's supposed to be that way. Like, Anakin has a few moments of it as Darth Vader, but Sidious never does. He literally looks down on lightsaber combat. He looks down on every living thing beneath him. It's by design. Once you understand it, it's not understanding the Jedi and feeling bad for them that really makes you hate Sidious, and that's crazy. I'm saying kids died. I mean, he brainwashed that nigga so bad he walked up there and murdered children. No, we shouldn't have that much empathy for child mass murderers. But yes, it is an objective fact that shit burns your soul like nothing anybody could ever fucking imagine, especially if you don't die after and go on to live a long life of suffrage. Physically and most definitely mentally and spiritually. Most definitely. Lord Vader spent half of his adult life trying to kill his son and daughter. First time he met his daughter, he threatened to give her over to ISB, where they could torture and do, I'm sure, other things that we're all thinking about. I'm sure the Empire would engage in that. Disney just don't got the stomach for that type of imperial content. But the Empire most definitely get down like it's the Empire. They'll do slavery, but they won't violate a woman. Cap. Nah, he's just an SS officer who's a super douche. He certainly would never pull over somebody without probable cause. Like, if you think the Jews are the only one in Germany getting it, you're crazy. Plenty of German citizens that were getting all types of shit. Women getting all types of shit. Men getting all types of shit from them niggas. Because they were power-hungry authoritarians by the end of it. I'm sure it was founded on some type of cause. But by the end of it, that shit was real nasty. Sidious is the same way. In fact, Sidious is worse. There's never really a cause. He was just nasty from the start. He doesn't give a fuck about the people he fights with. He doesn't care about Lord Vader. If he could have turned Luke, he would have had Luke kill his father immediately. He tried to have Luke kill his father. That was the whole point of having him and his father fight.
Droid is cut in half. Maul shows emotions, anger, a desire for revenge.
Yeah, see, like, that shit made Maul upset. Sidious wouldn't even take the time to care. That's not Sith. Sidious doesn't have personal connections. This is not a Sith iconology. This is not Sith. He's picking and choosing out of what to be Sith with. But when he makes an apprentice, he'll give him the whole doctrine rundown. Because that's just what you're supposed to do. Nigga picks and chooses. Maul, and the reason people really find him appealing, whether they know it or not, he's the true appealingness of the Sith iconology in itself, the Sith code and ideology. He's the trueness of it. He's the embodiment of it. He's old school Sith. He's old school Sith in a galaxy where old school Sith haven't existed for probably thousands of years at this point.
Now, of course, this is not a
dying breed that desperately needs to come back to the galaxy because Darksiders ain't going nowhere. The galaxy will create them naturally with life and suffering. Create them naturally. Life and experience will create Darksiders. Whether they know they're Darksiders or not, it'll create them. But having two of them under a hyper-specific control unit, the way Disney couldn't break away from it in the original saga, is super boring and stagnant. It only works in the George Lucas' saga because it's a time in space. It is a time and era in Star Wars that he chose to do movies on. It is not the whole fucking thing. The only reason it feels so stagnant by now is because we haven't gotten anything since then. Disney Star Wars just tried to continue that fucking thing
healthy way to live to be.
and couldn't even do that. They couldn't come up with enough interesting Sith characters and couldn't understand the lore in the world deep enough to continue it. It's so fucking easy. You had Maul floating in the ether, Star Killer, all types of shit after the original saga was over. It's so fucking easy to write this shit. It's so easy. You just have to find somebody who gives a fuck. Get a nerd, have them yap in front of a writer's board for an afternoon. You'll have the first half of the saga planned out in fucking 2 days.
You know, driven by revenge.
Planned out, written up, and ready for CGI, recording, casting, all the rest of it in fucking a year. 2 months, 3 months tops. I don't see why it take us that much longer, that many resources and fucking people.
And anger. But again, beggars can't be choosers in these really crazy moments. If you look at Maul's situation, like Luther Riley, he's already damned. I mean, he'll never live a life in peace. At least here, he can redirect himself and make himself useful, because those face tattoos have already eliminated the prospects of normal employment. It's this big shift in Maul's personality that makes the show so interesting. It makes an otherwise well-known character with a well-known end interesting. In the same way we can't stop watching Andor, we can't stop watching Maul because he is a different new character here. And he is the star of his own show for the first time, not some antagonist sulking in the backgrounds. And it's almost as if he realizes the camera is on him, and so he displays heroism and protects his band of degenerate killers. Only a Jedi Master would be wise enough to, question his intentions.
Maul saved our lives. He brought us to safety.
Did he help you for your sake or his own?
Now, I can definitely sense some confusion and frustration, especially from our, more pro-Jedi fans, because Master Daki is 100% right. I mean, as a father, it's painful watching your young Padawan getting swayed by a narco drug kingpin because he offers a better life. It's like that battle between Lorenzo and Sonny in The Bronx Tale, like the manipulation of youth, the corruption of youth is devastating. But Master Daki is just not built for this life, for this era in time. And when you're being chased by the wild animals of the Empire and Darth Vader himself, it's so hard to see the larger picture in the longer view. Maul is driven by hate, he is passionate, and by forgiving himself, it doesn't make him a better person. It doesn't really change him significantly in how he views the world, but allows him to have clarity of mind and sharpens his focus. Instead of trying to destroy himself in some self-loathing last stand, he's going to be smarter, more calculated, and arguably more empathetic. And for Devin, who really just needs to survive here, Maul suddenly becomes a more, viable master than her actual master. Maul is a far more balanced individual in some strange ways. He no longer really is a pure Sith. He now shows care and understanding for the people around him. He has empathy, actually. He's not affected by the Jedi's rigid ways of using the Force as well, so he's free to strike out in any way possible. And more importantly, Maul really...
I feel like a lot of people miss... Yeah, I guess care and empathy are a Jedi ideal, but like this is the truth of the Force that a lot of people... It's strange how the galaxy keeps making Jedi orders and Sith orders, or Sith and Jedi, and they keep warring with each other. But it's strange how very few Force users actually come to find true meaning in the true balance, actual balance, where like they understand that you need some Sith and you need some Jedi to actually exist. You can't be all of either. You can't have no connection and be all connection all the time.
understands that he needs someone like Devin Uzar to fight at his side. He needs to
That's
train
what I
someone
like
as an
about Maul. He's very old school Sith, very raw, very passionate, but he also cares about the people he gets raw and passionate with. Because like you're getting down and dirty, dude. Like you're going to war, you're killing people, you're in combat together. When he fights somebody, he can respect strength and ferocity, and he knows when to notice skill and shit like that. Like these are things that Vader and Sidious don't really care for unless it's exceptionally extraordinary.
ally in his fight against Sidious. He
Especially
cannot
Sidious, really
beat them
doesn't give a fuck about your combat prowess. Really doesn't.
alone. And in the earlier
Maul
episode,
finds it respectful as like a warrior. Vader just wants to crush the everlasting, overwhelming force. He literally wants to crush you.
Maul struggles to conceal his
Like,
animalistic
fuck
nature
that,
to
straight
Devin. I
through
mean,
the
he
guard,
confines
doesn't
her
give a
in a
fuck.
holding cell. He duels her and barely allows her to
Gladly
flee.
hits
He has
your-
all the red
he will
flags.
actually, a lot of people don't know this about Darth Vader. He likes to actually hit people's guards on purpose. He strikes the lightsaber on purpose. He wants the demoralization. He wants you to wear out, exhaust. No, there's nothing you can do. Lay yourself down. That's what he wants
You would
to
expect
do,
from
so
a
you
Sith
get
Lord.
struck.
But I think in those final moments in the last episode, in that
wants.
tunnel, Maul begins to realize that he's
See it
been
with
going
him
about this
time
all
and
wrong.
time
I mean, in many ways, he's acting just like his own master, Darth Sidious, who forces other people to serve him. He realizes that he can't use that same tactic on Devin Uzar to make her his apprentice, for she is a powerful and strong-minded individual. She won't be forced to do anything. This is the main reason why Maul is attracted to her as an apprentice anyway, because she is a very strong-willed individual. And the only way Maul can really win her over is by showing that his way is better than her own master's. And so in that last chase sequence, Maul begins to look at the longer view. He doesn't betray the Jedi. He truly tries to help them. He shows him his value and his strength as a fighter. He learns how to build trust. He knows that Devin must make this decision to join him herself without coercion. And I actually don't think Maul is after the traditional Sith master and apprentice relationship. It's not really about power struggle for him. It's not about dominating another individual. Maul doesn't want to be Sidious. He just wants to get rid of him. And that is really the second thing he's learned in that tunnel. He's learned to really focus and shape all that hatred and anger towards just one single individual rather than the world, rather than just the Jedi and other people, including himself. He really has now a single-minded focus on taking down the Empire.
I won't let him do this to anyone else.
And so during his escape from Janix, he even shows respect for his Jedi counterparts. His hatred for the Jedi from the younger years are completely gone. He seems to even forgive Master Daki for that knee kick.
What do you want to do about the old man?
Oh, have some respect, Rook. He is a Jedi Master, and we need him.
And when Vader appears and they start fighting, like, Maul earnestly
You know, 2
pleads
seconds
to these
after that,
Jedi, hey
he
man,
did
like,
say
use the
for
dark
now.
side a little bit because we have
But
to.
I do take his point. I don't think Maul really did what he did because he hated the Jedi or anything like that. He knew he was pushing himself too far, I think, and that he was going to die out here with the Jedi against Vader, which would have been fucking ultimately pointless. Because now there's nobody to train her. And he also knew is kind of what he was talking to him about. Like, we can't beat the Empire like this. We can't beat them like Jedi. That's not how this is going to go. And ultimately, if you all watch Andor see this, he was right. He was absolutely right. Anybody that played fucking Force Unleashed knows he was right. Anybody that watched Andor knows he was right. I played and watched both. So, he was right. Absolutely right. Some dirty dark side shit had to get down and done to even pave the way for the rebellion to openly secretly exist, if that makes sense. Like, you can't even have something exist in secret without some type of framework that gets done in the real dark. Like shit nobody knows about.
Do something in order
Or is
to
willing to talk about.
try to defeat Vader.
True power lies in our patience
Can't
and
have a
cunning.
rebellion without
Our
that.
enemy
Can't
knows
fight
how Jedi
really
fight.
without
You
that.
must adapt to
Not as a
outsmart
computer, not as
him.
a-
Maul
as
even
a
tries to
living
appeal
physical
to
being.
Jedi Master
It's not
Daki
possible.
himself, which of course is not going to work.
He's very powerful.
If we defend
Somebody's
one
gonna
another,
have to die
we
to
will
have
be
to
stronger.
control. That's how he
Oh, if I am right, he knows how you think. Aggression. It is the only way.
In truth, these two don't stand a chance against Vader in their
He
current
knows how
state,
you
but
think.
trying to
Aggression, it is the only way. See, because aggression makes you unpredictable. Restriction, discipline, and reserve makes you very difficult. Vader just keeps coming at you and coming at you and coming at you and coming at you. Take a shit and die.
defend yourself and fight
But
past.
if you're fucking somebody like Starkiller using fucking 40 different styles of lightsaber combat and coming at him with overwhelming aggression and all types of enhanced force agility and abilities, it's very fucking difficult to deal with.
Against a Sith Lord who is the backing
Especially
of at
with
least 2
overwhelming
Star
force.
Destroyers and an
Diverse
entire
force
empire
is very
is simply a death
difficult to deal
sentence.
with
It's as foolish as many
overwhelming
of
direct
Master
force.
Daki's
It's
other
very
actions in this
difficult to
show. You know, Daki might have like a much
hit by
healthier
overwhelming
mindset, he might
diverse
be
force.
spiritually a
Very
lot
tough.
more wholesome, but he's suicidal
Hit from a
because
lot
he's
of
so
different angles,
dogmatic.
very hard.
In the same way that Maul was suicidal when he was just overcome with grief and hatred for himself. But the ironic thing is, as Daki becomes more rigid and dogmatic, as he refuses to react or adjust to the situation, he's become the problem. Whereas Maul is going the other way. And so in the very end, when Maul and Daki are clearly not in tune and getting beat down by Vader, Maul makes a simple
And
choice.
this is the moment I'm talking about, where Maul's like, all right, I can either die out here with this idiot and get nowhere, or he can die, he makes her mad, and then now I have an apprentice. But it also, like, Maul pushing him and deciding to leave isn't, him not doing that would have accomplished nothing. It would have been the wrong decision. This is what I'm talking about, where sometimes as a Darksider, making a Darksider decision is the right thing to do, and sometimes as a Jedi, making the light side decision all the fucking time, inevitably some of those times you're wrong. And that's what the Jedi did as a whole. That's why they don't have control anymore. They just kept making blanket light side decisions instead of just fucking dealing with the issue.
Is Devin struggling to fight her own Inquisitor?
See, Maul will just deal with the fucking issue. He thought about it very quickly. Very quickly. Her Devin struggling, just thought about it very quickly. And if I die out here, she's definitely going to die to this Inquisitor if Maul doesn't go out. Or at least make sure she won't.
The Force to push Jedi Master Daki towards Vader and to his death, and at the same time, Devin witnesses this death, opening her up finally to the dark side. And Maul watches all of this with a sinister glance, and everything falls into place without friction and without resistance. Because in the Imperial era, when the Dark Wizard Sidious sits on the throne of the Galactic Empire, from where he controls his mighty armies and Force hounds that spread darkness across the galaxy.
Don't she look good with that red lightsaber? My God, doesn't she look good with that red lightsaber? Just wait. Just wait. If Disney has half a fucking brain cell to let fucking Sam and Dave Filoni just do their goddamn thing off in their corner, and their little corner will fix this entire fucking anchor for them. That way they only have to worry about Marvel, their parks, and their fucking rusty cruise ships taking a shit instead of all of their other entertainment taking a shit. Then we'll have something real good here. This will be the first signs of a very beautiful beginning.
The rules have completely changed. I mean, there is no more clear-cut ideology that can save you from this madness. The light and dark side are both threatened, ironically, by the imbalance that this single Sith Lord has created with his endless ambition and desire to control everything. All grievances and...
See? Because you have to have a little bit of Sith and a little bit of Jedi in the galaxy for it to actually fucking exist. You can't have the rule of two where you're hyper-focused on controlling and concentralizing all the power on your side into one fine point. So you can then go to the other side and completely destroy it and then be the only side with no other ideas. See, because what's going to happen there is eventually your own side will eat you and everything will fall apart in that process.
ego must be placed on hold. Only those who are completely focused and present will survive. You might not like Maul. Devin surely will not. Her life is going to
Plus,
suck.
he lied. Maybe it would have lasted longer if he didn't lie, but like he outright lied and groomed Anakin. He's a predator. He groomed Anakin. He lied. He just flat out fucking lied.
falls to the dark side. Maul will also
Basically told Anakin on Snapchat he was 14. That's basically what Sidious did. Told Anakin he was a 14-year-old girl and to meet him at the local Kmart. That's what he did.
fail and succumb to his own hatred eventually,
not
but their
hear any other
sacrifices
argument
will
from
be one
anybody
of
else.
many
It's
tiny
exactly
cuts
what
against the
Sidious did.
Empire in the not-so-distant future. For the rebellion,
He'd
was he just
definitely
made
be in one of those videos talking about some, I was just here to get some diapers for my kid.
up of clean-cut soldiers
this you?
and farm boys like
These your text messages? No, that must be AI.
Luke Skywalker. He also had much darker and controversial factions like Saw's partisans,
I'll get
Maul's
highest
Crimson
beyond
Dawn,
that
and the various
immediate
criminal enterprises he will try to unite against the Empire. And so I guess the question for all of you is, do you think that Maul's betrayal of Master Daki was defensible?
No,
he did wait
we
till the
love a
last moment.
concerned
He waited until he had no other
Imperial
choice. And then he
You
did the thing that
you
Maul
have the
always
wrong
does.
guy.
Anyway, guys, I
It's
hope you
you,
enjoyed
bro.
today's
You're
video. Don't
weekly
forget to
ass
subscribe and
fans.
hit that notification
Is
button
you
down below so you
telling
don't
him
miss
you're
out on the
14
rest of our
and a
awesome
girl?
content. And as usual, my name is Alan, reminding you that my allegiance is to the Republic, to democracy.
Is you?
I'll see you next time.
No.
Hello there, friends. Welcome back to another episode.
Brilliant. Brilliant video by Generation Tech. Y'all give him a sub. Guy makes fucking excellent content. I think Disney has a real opportunity to fix 10 years of severe fuck-uppity. They could be legendary for restoring a franchise with a fucking couple, what other people will see as cartoons. But I'm not going to hold my breath for it. I wouldn't bet my 401k on it.